Well, apologies for the late start to the commentary call here this afternoon. Andrew Cooling calling the action here as the first goal is kicked. The Tigers leading with the first score of the afternoon. In this big TSL clash, rematch of last year's preliminary final. Two sides you'd imagine will be there when the whips are cracking once again this year. To the middle, bursting away with its Paprotny for the Roos. Goes up towards the half-forward line, couldn't quite find a marking target. Numbers favour the Tigers, but can't keep it in the confines and trickles out for a ball in. McGee up against Gardner in the ruck. Gardner wins it down. Quick kick out of congestion. Mark not quite completed. Spills free. And the Tigers will force the ball up. Quick kick around the corner. Tigers try and charge our defence here. Clifford surging out. Lovely kick too. Zeitzen presenting after it. Couldn't quite complete the mark. Burrowing after it. Skeen picks it up. Flicks a handball across. An opportunity now for Golding to hit a target. He's got Tompkinson presenting. Well defended though by Cleary. Got the fist in. Back to Skeen. Couldn't gather cleanly. Tompkinson goes back in. He's taken the ground. Was that in the back? Umpire says he'll have it. So the Tigers having this one as favourites, but I think any time the top four play this year, it'll be a tight game. Clifford, first to the fall of this one, he turns, straightens up onto the left, drifting across the face. Fisher gets a fist in there, somehow stays in play. Beerley needs the safety of the line, perhaps just got it away in time. By hand, they've turned it over here around the corner. Tyler Carter, tumbling ball to the goal square. And seeing it through is Liam Howard. Minor score only, so some real pressure being dialed up there by the Tigers. Long kick, numbers favouring Kingborough, and that's fairly blatant in the back there. Or rather push in favour of the Roos. The kick for Green, a really poor one though, gave him no chance and just pitches out of play. Empire toss it back into play. Gardner and Holmes. Hanslow first to it. Scrubs a kick into the corridor. Pressure applied by Dolliver on Brereton. Handball out the back. High kick in hope inside the 450. Almost brought down. Tompkins did well. And chipped over the top in the Green direction. Howlett's it for Green. He takes it cleanly. Snaps. Just the behind only for Josh Green. Long searching kick in the direction of Ashland. Now out the back for Golding. Back in goes Ashland. It's time to arch the back, turn away, send it up towards the half-forward line. Good mark taken there by Zeitzen. Zeitzen in the Tompkinson direction, but Liam Howard able to take the intercept mark. He wants to move it quickly. Spots Breeshaw in some space. Breeshaw over the top for Jack Breeshaw from Ollie. Searching kick, tumbling towards the half-forward line. Will it stay in play here? Baker applying some pressure. So Gardner and McGee. Gardner spikes it towards the line. It's taken over. Gardner reaches over the top. Yeah, once more, McGee takes front position. Green lurking out behind as Hanslow takes it across the line. Clarence looking to get there first of the afternoon. Something on the board here. Low scoring opening to this one. McGee takes it out of the ruck himself. Kick was smothered though. Rinse and repeat at this stage. So up towards the half-forward line. Through some hands. Umpire spots a push in the back going against Holmes. A free kick going the way of Eddie Cole. So Cole. Jinks inside, sees Clifford in space. The leads present themselves. Clifford in the Tompkinson direction. Won't quite have enough to get there. And dropping back nicely was Preshaw. Long kick up towards the wing. Godomski just gets the handball away in time. They move it by hand around the outer side of the ground. Now in the Tyler Carter direction. But Preshaw again takes the relieving mark. Just dropping back to intercept. Kick down the line. Well, in the Green direction, he draws a crowd. A little nudge in the back. But says play on. Green now from the boundary. His kick smothered. Bounces inside. Clifford first to the fall of it. He's able to clear the area. But it's a nice mark. No, not quite completed. They handball it back into the middle. Pressure being applied by Ashland. Eventually he comes away with it. Kicks the ball up into the Cole direction. Sits for him. Had to get rid of it quickly though, Eddie Cole, and did so. And that's going to be an over-the-shoulder free kick. And got dealt with after he possessed the football there, Brewer. Perhaps unfortunate to get it downfield. Clarence will intercept and take it away out the outer side. Nicely done there at half forward by Cox. Cox sends it in the Green direction. Green immediately gathered. Murray Bastick making that tackle stick. Gardner racks it down. Green, slick hands. Cox got it to Preshaw. Preshaw deep forward looking for a Loams. Couldn't quite take the mark. Forward in there. Flicked a handball out. Turned it over though. Green goes back in for it. Climbing on top of him is Donnelly. Good tackle there, laid by Golding. Clarence threatened to get a first of the afternoon. Gardner gets the better of McGee. Green though, first to it. Clean drops it, and the umpire pings him. So Baker from fullback goes long, searching for Tompkinson. Out of play once more. McGee takes front position and takes it out now. He sends them inside forward 50. Needs accommodating bounce. Didn't really come. Good tackle though. Green at the fall of it. And his shot on goal just trickles out of play. Tigers defence holding up well under some pressure here, making their tackle stick. Clarence with a decent little spell in attack, but nothing to show for it. Trailing this one 1-1 to 1 behind. An arm wrestle developing. Tompkinson takes advantage of the short throw, but he rucked it straight down to Green, who has another snap and again can't direct it. This time out of bounds on the full. Kick finds Tompkinson, centre half back. Gives to Lovell. Under a little bit of pressure though, so he had to go back. Clifford. Lockie Griggs was calling for it wide. Instead goes back out the other side, but wasn't a great kick to Gardner. Makes him scrap for it. Preshaw took it away. Now working it forwards was Brewer. Tumbling ball inside 50. Liam Howard sweeps the handball across to Glover. Back to Howard and Preshaw. Negotiate that pretty well. The next kick is on over the top if Preshaw wants it. Ignored that in Whitelaw. Went longer instead. With the sun in his eyes, and pretty well to take the mark in the end was Ryan, who now pumps them inside the forward 50 and loans the target down there. Tries to gather it. Donnelly has a hold of him. And he's brought down. Scrapping inside the forward 50 here, the Roos. Preshaw climbing on top. Spilt out, but the umpire had already called for it. Tompkinson against McGee. Godomski, quick hands. Clifford. Lovell rather. In some trouble here. Didn't get rid of it properly. Holding the footy. He's caught. Some super work from Lockie Borsboom and rewarded by the umpire. So Borsboom. Just a little stab pass, not 15 the call, so has to hand off to Preshaw. He snaps it to the teeth of goal and floats across the face for a behind. It's not quite hitting the 15 there. I'm under some unnecessary pressure. Just the two behinds to show for the last 10 minutes where they've largely controlled the play, the Roos. Plenty of inside 50s, plenty of shots, but nothing doing on the scoreboard. Mitch Brewer now runs the outer wing. Just gets rid of it in time. Fisher will be first to this one. Flick the handball back inside. Beerley. He slaps it on the boot. No one really in the vicinity. And insufficient intent, the curl as a result. So Brewer. He turns it straight over to Holmes. Into the middle he goes, bit of a risky kick. It works out all right though. Now Green. Great mark, Josh Green. He started this season nicely. His return to the Roos. He's a goal kicker, Josh Green. Kick from around about 45 out. For their first of the afternoon. Into the post. Just couldn't quite work back enough there. Green was willing it. And just drift back. Not quite enough. Another behind, and Clarence 3 behinds. 4 points in arrears. Tigers probably fortunate to still be leading. Donnelly from full back goes looking for Skeen. He's got some wheels. There's Colin Skeen. He chips that one over the top. A nice ball for Brereton. Brereton keeps it moving quickly in the Eddie Cole direction. And Liam Howard was back there to intercept. Gets it moving quickly to Borsboom. Doesn't have an immediate option. Eventually McGee peels off into space for him. Shapes the kick a little. Straight out on the full. Lovell calling for it, and he'll be the man to take the kick. Ryan just in the protected zone. Kieran Lovell drifts inside. Sets it up to half forward. Gardner there. Spiked away from him. Paprotny couldn't gather cleanly. And he tossed up at half forward for the Tigers. Gardner won it down to Lovell. Gardner slaps it into space. Rucked it beautifully. Clifford. We want to get back onto the right. He does. Darts inside. Had to get rid of it. Lockie Griggs sets it up. The top of the square. Spiked away. Kick was smothered off the boot of Tompkins. And they clear a 50. Cleary applying some pressure. That's a good tackle. Baker, though, gets to the spill of the ball. Directs it inside forward 50. Couldn't quite find Brewer. The Roos doing a good job with their intercept play at the moment. This one taken by Borsboom, who sends it wide in the direction of Cox. Tough match up there against Kieran Lovell. Has some support, though. Came in the form of Ryan, and he flicked it over the top. Towards the half-forward line. That's a good mark. And pressure was arriving with Dolliver. A safe pair of hands. Green saying he wants it in the pocket, but the siren sounds that he's going to have a shot for goal. Take his best, unable to wheel out to his right and play on, so need to carry really 55 metres from here. See if Dolliver has that in his locker. He sends it on its way. Doesn't quite have the journey. So quarter time here at Blundstone Arena, a low scoring arm wrestle through the first quarter. Unsurprisingly a short one. Kingborough with the lone goal of the quarter, 1-1-7, leading Clarence, who spent the bulk of the back half of that quarter inside their forward 50. 0 goals, 3, a few out of bounds on the full there as well. Not quite taking their chances, but a low scoring arm wrestle here in the preliminary final rematch. Let's see if the game breaks open at all in quarter number 2. But it is the defending premiers by 4 points at the first change. So back for quarter number 2 here at Blundstone Arena. It's the Tigers leading 7-3 after a low-scoring first quarter. So tossed up, play resumes. Tompkinson up against Holmes. Handslide back over the top to Holmes. Back inside towards Clifford. Sneak handball for Protney and then launch forward by the Roos. Towering mark taken into defence though by Brewer. Sends it across over the head of Webb. It wasn't a good kick. Donovan there, fill out the back for Holmes. Holmes looks the left foot all around the corner in the green direction. Against off there. And they're able to side off half back through Webb. Lovely kick to Ashland. Ashland will square it up into the corridor. Trying to open things up. Found Brewer. Gave it off to Webb, who continued his run. And Webb set sail from 45, and he's still flying. Behind, it was lovely flowing football there from the Tigers. Webb sending the play, then continuing his run. So Baker comes in, didn't quite complete the mark. Howard has a hold of him, spills out. Boom. And Preshaw looking for Protney. Protney tried to juggle it with one hand, going back in Ashland. Tompkinson. High ball in the Carter direction. And just pitches out of play. Preshaw and Fisher, close proximity. Over the top, Clifford running onto it, paddles it to his own advantage. Whitelaw brings him down, just got rid of it in time. Tompkins in there, but away with it came Clifford, gave it up to Ballsboom. Ballsboom to Preshaw. Preshaw has some time, turns back inside. Ballsboom there, not 15 though, and he's brought down by Clifford. Webb first to it. Handball back inside. Tompkinson. Charging through Hanslow. Couldn't take it cleanly. Cole scoops it on the outside to Griggs. Griggs looking for Lovell. Getting a foot in though was Preshaw. Broke it up. Took a hold of the ball. Sends it high. Gadomski best positioned. He takes a strong relieving mark. He moves on quickly into the corridor. So look to charge off through Clifford. Sends it in the Webb direction. Extends the Dukes, takes it well. Webb, can he find a target inside the forward 50? Sends it into the pocket. Couldn't find the mark of Zeitzen, the game's lone goal kicker. Some strength shown there. Howard. Back to Glover. Carter smothers that. College. Taken over the line by Glover. Holmes takes front position, paddled it down. Ballsboom wrapping Ashland up. Under the ruck, Ballsboom a hand to it, Eddie Cole. Flicked it over the top, was that a throw? It was. And Ashland got his kick away, but the umpire spotted the throw. Cole saying it was the slick little fist he got on the football. I disagree, so Howard will take it. Deep in defence. To a contest, Alomes. Tompkinson took front position. with some strength, and then he gives the Limes one. A little clip around the chops. Well, he didn't give away a reversal there. Tompkinson just the setup kick. Oh, lovely mark pre-short. Drifted in and took it. Swings it out towards Whitelaw. Whitelaw for Paprotny. Clifford just holds him up. Paprotny. Just halted the momentum a little. Now he goes in the Green direction. He was in a 2-on-1. Hanslow in support. Green lurking out back if they can get it to him. Can't quite. Webb comes in. He tossed up. No, it'll be a free kick going the way of the Tigers. Sent down the wing. Free shot from the side, ran into his own man. Ashland. Sent high into the forward line. Oh, brilliantly read. Howard came off his man. And then support took the intercept. Just left Tyler Carter on his own. It was a gamble and it paid off. Up towards the wing now. Cole brought down. Paprotny draped all over him. Tompkinson leans over the top of Holmes and fringes in the process. Free kick going the way of Big Noah. Ballsboom presenting short in the corridor. That's covered off by Webb. So he heads down the line instead in the Alomes direction. Had to come from 3 deep. But plucks a free kick. It'll go the way of the Tigers. Lockie Griggs. Griggs chips it down the line, fisted onwards, back out into the corridor. That was well shut down there by Brewer and Clifford. And then back to Brewer, drives it inside. Carter leading out nicely. Tyler Carter, that's the type of service you love as a key forward. Lead out, hit him on the chest. Sends it on its way, Tyler Carter. And he has nailed it, so the Tigers get their second of the afternoon. 2-2-14, they lead this one by 11 points. Clarence 3 straight behinds. Carter joins Zeitzen as the goal scorers. And a little more on their terms so far in the second quarter. I just tell Steele to clear on out. Gardner knocking it down. And ball over the top. Send it towards the half-forward line. Donnelly and the Loams. McGee rather. In the end, Joey Brewer punches one straight in the direction of Bealey. Takes it ahead of Skeen. Ballsboom. Holmes all on his own in the middle of the park. Back to Ballsboom. Just had to sit underneath that one though. Almost allowed the Tigers defender to spoil it away. So Ballsboom sends it high. Green flying. 3 Tigers flew against him. 5-4 at ground level. He tossed up. McGee comes it down. It's a kick out of the congestion over the head of Zoliver. And the handball off to McGee. McGee with a snap on goal. It's off target for a minor score. Long searching ball. Who's quick to the forward. Forsboom has been prolific. Handball's back into the corridor. Holmes again has space and has space to load up from long range. Noah Holmes from 55. What a goal from Big Noah. He gives it a ride. And Clarence get there first of the afternoon. It's the third time early on this quarter he's just kind of been left on his own in the middle, and this time he was within scoring range. Let fly, and they're on the board, the Roos, 1-4-10. They cut the margin to 4 points. He'll ruck now against Tompkinson. Reached over the top, won it down, straight to the opposition though. Clifford able to surge them inside forward 50. Cole working. Ashland applying pressure from behind. Gardner gathers, gave it off to College and he's brought down. Ball spills out. Will fall for Golding. Clarence defenders able to hold up. Holmes paddles down to Fisher. Got his kick away to Borsboom. Borsboom sends it up towards the wing. Ryan pressuring Golding. And it's across the line. Tompkinson takes front spot, paddles down. Borsboom again, just lost his footing. Got the handball out towards Bealey under pressure from Cole. It'd stay in for Cole, it did. Got it to Brewer. Brewer did it well, has a shot from the angle. It's drifting towards the goals, just offline. Clipping a little of the post in the end. A few Tigers players thought he'd split the middle. Brewer not too far away there. Stab pass out of fullback. Finds Preshaw. Preshaw chips one over the top for Jones. Jones heads down the wing. Tompkinson had parked himself there, got in the way. Spills out. Going nowhere once again. Holmes palmed it down, but turned it over to Brereton. Hands low with a high up and under. Baker couldn't quite complete the mark. He's wrapped up by a trio of Roos. Real arm wrestle of a game this. Plenty of pressure for stoppages. Space at a premium. Not a lot of scoring. Umpire will again call for it. Holmes this time gets the better of Tompkinson. Preshaw. Borsboom towards the half-forward line. Holmes is down there. Baker trying to scrap it free, but he's gathered. Tompkinson just takes it out of the ruck, works the kick down the line. Turned it over though. The Roos. That's mark taken by McGee. McGee, plenty of bodies deep inside forward 50 from behind. That's a great mark from Dolliver. Juggles it, and he'll go back to put his side ahead. So Jack Dolliver. Give the Roos the lead for the first time. And he drives it straight through the middle. There's Dolliver, and Clarence 2-4-16 lead by a point from the Tigers, 2-3-15. Balance of play, probably good value for their lead. Halfway point off quarter number 2. Possibly a little bit further along. The first quarter only went for 25 minutes. There's only one goal in that term, however. Roos get their first rather, of the second. Dolliver and Holmes both kicking goals to this end rather, and Zeitz and Carter for the Tigers. So Tompkinson pushed the handball off to a teammate under pressure, trying to escape was Lovell, and his legs being tackled, and eventually the umpire will call it. Well, everyone had stopped, so that surely can't be advantage. Yeah, it will be brought back. Clifford bursting away. And those advantages that only really came about because every player had stopped moving. Rightly brought back. Kieran Lovell will load up and send them inside forward 50 again. Skeen always dangerous at the fall of the football. Can he gather this one? Not quite. Bealey able to get a handball away. Now exit defensive 50 up towards Ryan. Pitches in front of him. Stayed in. Handball back to Glover. His kick smothered though. Tigers swoop back on the footy, and then another kick smothered, this time to the benefactor of the Roos, who send it in the green direction. One-on-one with Bastic. Some support came from Clifford. Got a timely fist in there, Dick Clifford. And now Bastic able to handball it out the back. They clear their lines. College from behind. Strongwell not quite marked. Did all the hard work. Couldn't complete it. Whitelaw slaps it on the boot. And drifts into the pocket and out of play. McGee and Tompkinson. Ashland just slaps it on the boot as he tumbled to the deck. Brewer did really well to keep that in play and drives a kick down the corridor. Golding puts his body on the line. The numbers always favoured the Roos though, and Ryan able to sweep it across to Bealey. Bealey punches it out, finds Paprotny. Paprotny plays on into a little bit of trouble in Webb. Got round him in the end. Sends it forward. Green. Beautiful juggling mark though. And across was Godomski. Godomski had to be precise with the kick, and he was to Clifford. Clifford now plays on into the corridor. Just delayed the handoff a fraction of a second. And eventually they're able to charge through with Carter and Ashland combining. Ashland getting it back. Searching for Zeitz, and did well to paddle it to his own advantage. Get it on the boot. That's a wonderful goal from James Zeitz. Really clever play to get his second of the afternoon. Just paddled it into the space to his own advantage. Gathered it back up. Snapped truly. Great forward craft there. And Zeitz has his second of the afternoon. And the Tigers will reclaim the lead. Game just starting to open up a little in quarter number 2. Some daring run through the corridor. Unlocking the Clarence defence there, and certainly makes it easier for the likes of Zeitz when you can get the ball in there with a bit of speed, give them one-on-one looks rather than the crowded forward line. Plenty of bodies back in defence they've been dealing with for the most part today. Back to the middle. Tompkinson just wins his own ball. Kick chopped off by Holmes. Lays on into the corridor, spiked away by Ford. He'll receive back here. And then drill a little kick looking for Skeen. Couldn't quite mark it. Glover, Skeen brings him down. And then lays another tackle, Skeen. Relentless pressure. Forces a stoppage. Colin Skeen bringing the heat. Repeat efforts there. Straight back to his feet, launching into another tackle. Be on your toes when he's around. Holmes flicked it over the top. Lovell first to it. Umpire has paid a free kick. It's going to go the way of Lovell. Tight to the boundary line. Would take a special kick from here, but he's a very special player. We know Kieran Lovell. Anyone's capable. Maybe him as he opens up the angle. Sends it on its way. It was always near side. A minor score only. So Holmes out of fullback. He's looking for Preshaw. Griggs defending the space. Preshaw took the mark. Over the top looking for Paprotny. The kick always to the favour of Nick Baker though. Drifts across to intercept. Fine player he is. Nicholas Baker. He's looking for Griggs. Beerley though with a decisive fist. Smashes it out of play. College doing the ruck work. Hands low. Lovell has a hold of him. Big guns around the ball at the moment for the Tigers. Cole, Clifford, Lovell. College over the top. Smacked it down beautifully for Lovell. Lovell to Tompkinson deep in the square. Out the back, Fisher. No one got a hand on that though, I don't think. And that's going to be a goal remarkably. So Lovell gets the goal. He was just going the set up to the top of the square. Everyone's run underneath the football. And Lovell gets one for the Tigers to extend the lead to 12 points. Just slapped it on the boot from 60-65. Everyone clean ran under it and then took the most accommodating of bounces. So 4-4-28, they lead by 12 points here. Clarence took the lead and have been working their way on top. It's been a good response from the Premiers. And key movers getting heavily involved. Umpire going to have to recall that one. Flicked by McGee. Preshaw getting the clearance, sending it wide. Clifford up against Whitelaw. Spews boundary side. Webb first to it. Couldn't take it cleanly. Hands low. And then Whitelaw takes it across. McGee beaten on that occasion by College, who was dealt with by Hanslow after the fact. Paprotny to Preshaw. Preshaw brings it under his spell. Goes looking for Green. Hand away from him. Alomes with the handball. Got it to Tompkins. Snapping around the corner. Ruben Tompkins. Hell a bounce. Not kindly for Ruben Tompkins. Into the bounce, Kieran Lovell got at the other end. The Tigers out of fullback. Long in the college direction, just caught underneath it. Lovell manufactured a handball. Looking forward was Brereton, pitched in front of Tompkinson, fell the way of Zeitzen. He spies Tyler Carter, 2 to contend with. The spare was Holmes. His handball just a little too hot to handle. Skeen applying the pressure to Beerley, but Beerley did well to shrug off his attentions. Preshaw now. Hands over the top. Next to defensive 50 via Howard. Tompkins kept it in play. His kick broken up. Gadomski intercepts and has some room to run into. Lockie Gadomski charges into the middle and pumps them deep forward. Holmes couldn't take the mark, fell out the back for Zeitzen, got his kick away, foot race to the goal square. Skeen always likely in that, gets boot on ball, it was on target. But getting back was Howard. Body on the line to prevent a Skeen goal there. And he's dangerous whenever the ball hits the deck inside, forward 50. Colin Skeen. Very lively customer. Approaching half-time, 12 points the lead for the Tigers. Kicks up towards the wing. Dolliver couldn't quite take the mark. Spiked away by McGee. Clifford applying pressure from behind. Baker shrugging off some attention. Brewer looking for Zeitzen just underneath that one. Golding got a hold of it. Too high though for Skeen. It's a pretty poor kick. Worked out all right there for Holmes. Got it over the top. Borsboom through heavy traffic. Did nicely. Now Preshaw. The Roos with some run and gun. But a poor bounce on the handball. Ryan done no favours there. Got in there, just kind of threw it out. The umpire spotted it. Free kicked away of the Tigers. So Lovell. Darted one into the corridor, couldn't quite find the intended target in Brewer though, who followed up, forces it onwards. Howard, Borsboom, back to Beerley. Beerley's rush kick straight down the throat of Kieran Lovell. Thought about the give to Brewer, then weaves one way then the other, spins clean around Dolliver, gets his kick in the Carter direction. Holmes marking him. Oh, Skeen just bounces off the defender, gets a shot on goal, and it's across the face. Dealing with the defender there, Skeen. But don't argue. Tigers dominating the late exchanges here in quarter number 2. They lead 13 points. Howard wanted it short. We go further afield to Dolliver. Stagnates at half-back though, nothing obvious to go to. He sends it down the line as the siren sounds. So the Tigers reasserted control of that contest after Clarence had taken the lead midway through the quarter with their second. Last 2 goals of the term going the way of the Tigers. 4-6-30, they lead Clarence 2-5-17. The goal kickers, 2 for Zeitzen, 1 for Carter, 1 for Lovell for the Tigers, while singles for Holmes. What a goal that was from 55, and Dolliver for the Roos. So 13-point ball game. Bit of an arm wrestle. Did break open a little more in quarter number 2, but very tight around the clinches. Expecting that to continue into the second half. And that for you in about 15 minutes time. But in this big TSL clash early in the season, it's the defending premiers holding sway by 13 points at the main change. So just about ready to get back underway in the second half here at Blundstone Arena. It's the defending premiers holding sway by 13 points after the first half. 2-5-17 Clarence. Took the lead midway through the second term. The Tigers hit back with a strong finish to the second term to kick away to 4-6-30. A bit of a low-scoring first quarter, just the one goal. It opened up a little more in quarter number two, but still quite the arm wrestle here between these two contenders. Of course, more than just the 4 premiership points on offer today. Two teams playing for the Godomsky Rewalt Trophy. And, running since 2019, raising awareness and funds for the Alex Godomsky Fellowship and Matty Rewalt's Vision. Worthy causes there, and great to see the Godomsky Rewalt Trophy continuing on here, and that is up for grabs this afternoon. At the moment, the Tigers would be taking it, but Clarence have certainly shown enough to suggest they're capable of winning this one. It's got to be a little more efficient with their looks inside forward 50 as Ryan and Eddie Kohler just squaring up in the centre at the moment, giving it to each other. And out by restarts play. We're underway in the second half. Holmes gets the better of Tompkinson, won the clearance, and then Tompkinson gave him one over the shoulder immediately afterwards. So that's going to be a downfield free kick, and it looks like Loams will be the man to take it. Just a bit unnecessary there from Tompkinson. Don't think he liked being beaten in that manner by Holmes out of the ruck. Did what Tompkinson so often does to his opponents. Took it out, took the clearance, banged it forward. The lack of discipline gives Bryce Loams the chance. Give Clarence the dream start to the second half. Cut the lead back to 7 points. Usually a lovely kick of the football, Bryce Loams. From 40. He splits the middle. It's a great start for the Roos, and Holmes lets Tompkinson know all about it. Eddie Cole getting back in there. It's starting to get a little spicy. Bit of feeling out there between the players. So Clarence back within 7. A bit of a gift there. Start quarter number 3. Bryce Loams taking full advantage. Up to the middle, the two rucks run into each other. Tompkinson wins it down this time, but turning away with it as hands low, looked it forwards. Brereton, Tompkinson comes in, slings the opponent to the ground. Irish players not liking that. Tompkinson really just looking to assert himself physically here. Big figure. He'll ruck against the Loams here. Leans into him. Tompkinson looks to get the clearance. Had to go back for it. Clifford just overrunning it. Holmes gathered by Cole. Holmes tries to slap it clear. Shrug the tackle was Whitelaw. Couldn't do so, going nowhere. Eddie Cole always in the bottom of the packs, laying tackles and the grunt work on the inside. Tompkinson palms that over to Webb. Webb handball back towards Tompkinson. Preshaw gives it off, and a shot on goal, an opportunity for Cox. His kick was poor, straight out of bounds on the full. Had a little bit more time perhaps than he realised there, Jake Cox. Clearing kick. Big man fly, but it falls out the back for Webb. Webb for Skeen, hits him on the chest and then gets shoved afterwards. Asks the question, RE50 not forthcoming. Cole takes it in stride, left foot chipped up towards Gardner, just slapped it off the deck. Ryan seeking out the safety of the line. Zeitzen comes in on him. Plenty of feeling out there here in quarter number 3. Holmes works to the front. Cole and James Holmes on the bottom of the pack. And the big bodies of Tompkins and Holmes smash into each other. Steele bumped into Cole on the bottom of the pack. Hanslow ran past it. Spinning out of trouble was Clifford. Got the handball over the top looking for Skeen. Skeen couldn't take clean possession. Preshaw trying to burrow his way through. Again, it's locked up. Stoppage to stoppage here at the moment. The ball released. Bustling through was Whitelaw. Get on the end of this one again, but it wasn't a great handball to him. Spun through Borsboom. Nicely done, Lockie Borsboom. Now he sends him inside. Forward 50, Alones couldn't take the mark. Went back for it. Donnelly bringing him down. Godomski in there. Tigers with plenty of numbers out the back. One of them's Clifford, usually a good user, and this is no exception. He finds Webb in the middle of the park. Webb plays on, potentially into a bit of trouble. Holmes was there. Spreads it wide. Skeen. He's got Godomski over the top. Headed there, but it was a really average kick. Allowed Jake Cox in to take the simplest of intercepts. He prods one over the top. Whitelaw. He's brought down by Lovell. And it had spilled out to Skeen, but the umpire had already blown his whistle. Holmes up against Gardner this time. Won it down to Steele over the top. Cox sends them inside forward 50. Green been fairly quiet this afternoon, Green. It's a good tackle laid. Had a few shots in quarter number 1. Just didn't quite have his radar in front of goal. One out on the full, a couple across the face. A non-factor in quarter number 2. The Roos would love to see him more involved. Could be a real match winner. Josh Green. Cox bustling through. Gets boot to ball. And he has another one for Clarence. So they cut the margin back to a point. Jake Cox starting to have an impact. He gets the goal. And it's 4-5 plays, 4-6. The first 2 goals of the third quarter going the way of the hosts. Back to the Tigers to respond. Clarence closing in here. They've dominated the early exchanges of this quarter. Putting it on the scoreboard, something they couldn't do in their period in the ascendancy in quarter number 1. Holmes again takes it out of the ruck and gets his own clearance. Tompkins in there. Clifford flicked out the back. Whitelaw seizes on it. Sends it in the Green direction. Out the back. Fell back into the path of Green. Green snaps on goal. And Clarence lead. They've got 2 in 30 seconds. Josh Green snaps truly. Just hit 6s and 7s at the back there, the Tigers. And Josh Green puts through another. It's been a lightning fast start to this term for the Roos. They lead it by 5 points. Peter Ryan will be delighted with this response from his Chargers. They've come flying out of the blocks in the third term. Josh Green, that's where he does his best work in and around the goal square. And off the back of some dominance from Big Holmes in the ruck, and again he goes, and again he gets a clearance, having his way with Tompkinson at the moment. Holmes sends them forward once more, hits the deck. Clifford couldn't control. And then Ruben Tompkins forces a stoppage. All the momentum with the hosts at the moment. Dominating out of the middle and putting this Tigers defence right under the pump. McGee this time gets it down to Green. Green for his second in a minute. Couldn't quite direct the shot. And the Roos lead at 6 points. 5-6 plays, 4-6. Donnelly out of full-back. The kick in the Tompkinson direction, but again Clarence will recapture it. Steele fumbled it onto his own boot, now under pressure from Skeen, who got him, just got rid of it in time. No, he didn't. Umpire pings him. Griggs picks it up, advantage paid. Goes looking for Tyler Carter. Howard smashed it away from him. Fell to Glover. Glover gave it to Jones. Preshaw just eluded a tackle, sold a teammate into trouble, but his hands were good. And now Jones can work it forward. Bit of a dicey kick though, let Donnelly in, but he just punched it straight down the throat of Jones. Now Green once more, tries to shrug a tackle, that's brilliantly defended. Must have got some boot on the ball, not holding the ball, Payne, but that one will be. And it'll be another opportunity for the Roos. Green wants this one, he was lurking. Oh, sells a little candy, then sets up from 40. Josh Green, he's offline. 5 goals, 7. A couple of misses there for Green, who's starting to get involved once more. Clarence suddenly dominating this contest. The Tigers just looking to steady things down a little. Tompkinson again the outlet. Holmes worked his way to the front, lost his footing. Tompkinson takes the mark. He goes into the corridor. That's a beautiful kick for Max College. College sends it down the middle in the Gardner direction. Had clean hands. His handball though straight to the opposition. Crunching tackle there. And it's on. They come flying in there. Everybody getting involved. Umpire meanwhile gets on with the game. Back into midfield under pressure. Godomski brought down. They are bringing the heat, the Roos. There's a real intensity about their play at the moment. Holmes looked over the top, won it down. Ashland will play the 1-2, but getting in the path was Hanslow to break it up. Brewer applying some pressure. Steele just got a handball away. The kick out towards Holmes. Takes the mark. Defensive side of the wing. Drives it down the line. Holmes working hard to give him an option. Green calling for it deep. Goes in the McGee direction. Hands up, couldn't bring down the mark. Green first to the fall of it. Got boots the ball, paddles it out there. Murray Bastick now tries to take a man on. Had to flick a handball over the top. Now Golding's got to go. He gets there. Sends it into the corridor. All on his own there was Brewer. Brewer to Carter, who just peeled off behind the defence expertly. They were out there, the Tigers. And Tyler Carter, the experienced forward, has the opportunity to kick a steadying goal here and cut the margin back to a point. He's kicked one already this afternoon, Tyler Carter, for his second. And their first of the third term. His side needing this one, and he cannot deliver. Wasteful there from Tyler Carter. They could dearly have done with a steadying goal. Great mark taken, and quickly into the middle for Glover. Glover by hand, broken up by Baker. Whitelaw pumps it in quickly over the head of a backtracking Godomski. Ball back in dispute. Green applying some pressure from behind. Hurried kick wide in the direction of Golding. Did well, Eddie Golding. Put it under his spell. Goes looking for Zeitzen. Will spill out the back. He's got Skeen in support. Couldn't quite control it. And Beerley bumps him across for a ball in. Game opening up somewhat in quarter number 3. After the early exchanges of it were very much stoppage laden. Gardner and Holmes. Ryan to Preshaw. Into some trouble for Protney, but spinning away, got the handball released. Preshaw over the top to Preshaw. They combine, the brothers, and now Green Stuck the boot into the back. Has to get back up here. Goes off the deck. That was clever. Alomes gathers. Knocks it back into play. Can he go back in again, Alomes? He does. He's immediately claimed, but claimed over the shoulder. And he'll get a shot from the pocket to extend the Roos lead to 12 points. Opens up the angle. Snaps and snaps truly. And Clarence are flying in quarter number 3. And they kick away to a 12-point lead. And they've kicked 4 goals to none here in the third term. They've made their move. And they lead at 6-7 to 4-7. Bryce Alomes. It's his second of the afternoon. First multiple goal kicker for his side. Back to the middle they go. When crush into each other. Holmes. What must be his 4th clearance of the quarter. This one doesn't quite have the purchase on it. Might work out all right for his side though. McGee was there. Baker able to take it away for the Tigers. He runs the outer wing. To a contest further down the line. Zeitzen. But Protney sees it out. Tompkinson normally so dominant in the ruck. Holmes giving him a great battle this term though. Palm off, got it to Steele. Now for Protney. He sends it in the half-forward direction. Swings out the back. Keeping it in play there was Cox. Numbers with the Tigers. Golden gets in there. He clears the area. Hanslow able to win it back. Flick the handball over the top looking for Ryan. That let in Baker. Webb now. Sweeping handball inside. Holmes intercepts. Gets around one. Drives it deep. And he'll pitch and roll out of play for a ball in, but probably not a bad result given the way the Tigers were set up behind the ball. Given Noah Holmes' dominance in the ruck so far this quarter, although McGee might be the man to take this one. Evie Wheel up against Tompkinson. Tompkinson won it down. Josh Green got his kick away. Clifford clears the area. Up towards Gardner. Holmes getting a hand in there. Brewer. Centering ball for Webb. Webb takes it and moves it with speed. Clifford through the middle. Swept the handball to College. He's got Skeen in plenty of space. Instead goes towards Carter in a one-on-one. Nicely defended by Howard. Good tackle though. And the umpire pings him holding the footy. Says there was no effort and Oscar Paprotny penalised. It'll give Zeitzen the opportunity to go back and kick his 3rd of the afternoon. Tigers looking for their first of this third term as we tick towards 18 minutes played. Zeitzen sends it on its way, looks across the face and can't take advantage. The margin at 11 points. Ryan in from the side, almost brought down a spectacular mark. Baker on hands and knees. Tompkins, he's driven into the turf by Webb, impacted the kick. Bounces towards Tompkinson. He goes back to Godomski. Godomski has got players queuing up at half forward. Wasn't a great kick though. Clifford just goes off the deck, stuck a leg out, somehow found its way through to Carter. He's mobbed by a bunch of roos. Holmes, in heavy traffic, clears the area, just kicks it out into space. There'll be a foot race there between Steele and Lovell. Lovell just works Steele off it, but Steele did well to halt his progress. Oh, holding the football. That is red hot from the umpire. Even Lovell asking the question. So I thought he dived back on it. Very harsh in my view as this one's worked down the line. And the umpire says, toss it in. McGee and Tompkinson. McGee got a fist in there. Griggs laying a tackle. Ball spills out to Clifford. Clifford to his namesake. Somehow pitches stays in play. Steele with a little bit of time to assess his options. He bites one off into the corridor. It's a lovely kick to Whitelaw. Whitelaw, he'll just pump it in deep. Looking for a Loams. Couldn't quite bring it down. Clearing kick, a hurried one. Gardner drew a crowd. Fell to Webb. Deflects through a couple of hands and eventually Clifford able to gather. Just scoop the handball up over the top. And the boundary line wins out. Holmes again gets the clearance, drives it deep. McGee and Holmes were there, neither could mark. Murray Bastick off halfback, sets it out towards Skeen. Skeen just outpointed in the end. Nicely done by Jones. Jones looking for McGee, great mark. I think downfield had been paid anyway, but he kept it moving to Borsbourne. Borsbourne for a Loams. Silver service there from Borsbourne. And Bryce Loams can go back for his third of the afternoon to kick the home side 17 points clear. Their fifth of the quarter. They've turned this one on its head. Bryce Loams causing some major headaches down back at the moment for the Tigers. For his third. He's nailed it. And they kick away to a 17-point lead, the Roos. And the defending premiers in need of a response here. This has been a fine showing from Clarence in quarter number 3. And starting to take their scoring chances. 7-7 leads 4 goals 8. They have thrown down the gauntlet. Can Kingborough respond here? They dearly love a goal at least in red time. Make it a little more manageable heading into the final quarter. Holmes and Tompkinson. Holmes get much on the kick. Tompkinson goes back in. He wins it with strength, Tompkinson. And he was dealt with unceremoniously after he kicked it, so that'll be downfield. They take it quickly, chip on over the top. That's got to be front on contact. Free kick going the way of the Tigers. And then more push and shove afterwards. And Howard getting in there. Perhaps just trying to incite a response and get this thing reversed. I know been a lot of these little spot fires in the third quarter. Eventually it settles down and Joey Brewer can go back to take his kick for what will be a badly needed goal for the Premiers. Joey Brewer Hangs it out to the right. It's a bad miss. There's a couple of opportunities that have let them off the hookers. Tyler Carter and Archie Jones get into it. Play continues. McGee full over his head. He was pushed though, it was McGee. He'll get the free kick. Plenty of feeling out there between these two sets of players. Lots of scraps off the ball. Here's Paprotny, who's peeled off into some space. He's got players lining up in the corridor. It was a curious option in the end to go where he did. Tompkinson and Holmes. Holmes with the speed advantage. Tompkinson the size and strength. That wins out. Clifford over the top for Brewer. He'll spread this one wide. Lockie Griggs. It's peeled off into some space. Carter presents in front of him. Right out the back is Max College if he can get it deep enough. That's where he heads. Might not quite have the leg though. Didn't quite have the journey in the end. Ball back in dispute inside the forward 50. Just releasing it in time. Beerley gathered by Zeitzen. Preshaw. High up and under. Plenty of numbers here for the Tigers. McGee did really well in the end. They send it forward towards Tyler Carter. Couldn't quite bring it under his spell. Howard hurries it away. Bit of a rash kick. Turned it over in the end. Should come right back at them. Godomski called to play on. Dished it off to Clifford. Clifford with a low worm burner. Took an awkward bounce. Spiked away by Beerley. In the second attempt, he's able to gather it. Send it high. Josh Green surrounded by Tigers, but he took him anyway. Josh Green between three. Played on. Sends it deep. Just won't quite find a Loams. Keeps it alive. Donnelly, close proximity. Gets a hand in, sees it across. Super stuff from Josh Green. In the midst, the three Tigers players took the mark, played on, got it deep. Just couldn't quite hit a Loams. He'll be eyeing his fourth. A late goal here in quarter number 3 could be decisive. Tompkinson took that one out of the ruck, back to Ashland. The hopeful kick in the end. Preshaw allows it to trickle out of play. It'll be tossed in. 16 points the lead for the home side. 5 goals to 0 in quarter number 3. Not too much breeze to speak of, so it's not really been a wind advantage. Been winning the ball at the coalface. Lovell sends it wide. Wide open space on this wing. A one-on-one between Steele and Brewer, who gets the free kick for a high tackle and gets up and plays on quickly and drives it deep, looking for Gardner. Dropped one he should have had. Fell to Zeitzen. He goes around the corner with a centering ball. Another drop mark. Now a chance for Brewer. He picks it up, slaps it on the left and misses. So Mitch Brewer, much like Joey Brewer, missing an opportunity there. And they've just burnt a few looks at goal late in the term, the Tigers. 4 goals, 10 now. It's been rather wasteful stuff. They're certainly in need of a goal. Chip over the top. Hanslow, no favours. He gets met firmly. Nearly not happy with the treatment from College. Still down is Hanslow. Was met solidly. And that is going to lead to another scrap. And the umpire has picked a free kick in the midst of that. It's going to be a Tigers ball. Well, sooner or later, someone was going to get penalised for these off-the-ball scraps. Hanslow very gingerly back to his feet. There's Preshaw, sorry, not Hanslow. But he looks in all sorts. That will be the 3/4 time siren. There'll be an opportunity for a monster shot from 65 after the siren, which seems pretty unlikely. Max College is going to take the challenge on. Perhaps load up the barrel. Pretty sure being scored off by the trainers. He'll certainly have to get looked at 3/4 time. It's met solidly. So College surely too far out to score. Pretty sure not looking in a great way. The umpire was waiting for him to get off the field before allowing the kick, but he's now halted again in the middle of the ground to be checked by the trainer. That might be the last we see of Jack Preshaw for the afternoon. You have to think there'll be a strong concussion chance there. He'll certainly get looked at 3/4 time. The claret coming from the nose too. So eventually Max College will get to take his kick. We're probably waiting for nothing here though. There'll be goal of the season locked up if Max College can dob this. I don't know that he's got 70 metres in him. There's no real wind to speak of. He's just got to hope for the miraculous barrel that he can catch it right. He'll attempt it, and it's absolutely nowhere near. Shanked into the pocket. So it will be a 15-point lead for the Roos at 3/4 time. They head for the final change. Very content with their work in that third term kick. 5 goals to none. The Tigers wasted some opportunities late in the quarter. They could have cut the margin back within a couple of goals. As it is, they have it all to do in the final term. This game on Clarence's terms. The Premiers on the ropes. We'll see if they can respond in the final term. 7-7-49 to 4-10-34 at 3/4 time. A somewhat spiteful game here at Blundstone Arena. We'll be back shortly with the conclusion. So back for the final term here at Blundstone Arena. And it is the defending premiers on the ropes, trailing this one by 15 points to the hosts, Clarence, 7-7, 49-4, 10-34. Quick goal or two early in the term for the Tigers would certainly give them every chance running over the top, though still anybody's game. Certainly advantage to Clarence, though, as we get ready for the final quarter. This big round 4 TSL clash between two likely contenders, defending premiers. And the Clarence team started the season pretty sharply. All to play for in the final term as the umpire prepares to bounce it down in the centre. Underway, Tompkinson wins that one down, then just barges straight through a Clarence player. Launches it deep inside 50. Zeitzen couldn't quite bring it down. Glover has a hold of him. It's good to see he went back to his feet after Tompkinson, like a rampaging bull, went through him. Back in, Tompkinson, double palm down. Holmes, Borsboom, wrapping up level. Tompkinson, Baker trying to bust through. He's caught holding the footy, took them on. No legal disposal, so free kicked away of the Roos. Ryan will take it. Defence has held up pretty well this afternoon, Clarence. Ryan will switch to the back pocket. Howard. Howard sends it over the top. Freeshaw the target. Wasn't a great kick in his direction, though. Along the outer wing. Run past the football. Ashland goes back in for it. Couldn't quite extract it. Eventually, Griggs takes it away. His kick, a poor one. He tossed back into play on centre wing. College to ruck against Holmes. College wins it down. Freeshaw. He's brought to ground by Brewer. Holmes takes front position. It's a clearance straight down the throat of Clifford. Clifford sends it high inside the forward 50. Zeitzen couldn't quite get there. Webb running onto it. Brings it under his spell. Bursts away into the pocket. James Webb for the finish. It's a wonderful goal from Webb. And it's back to 9 points early in the final term. A burst of acceleration there. Ran his full measure. And cuts the lead back to 9. Just what the doctor ordered for the Tigers. They needed first blood in the final term, and they get it. Webb showing a fine burst there. Broke into space. And it is game on here at Belrive. 9-point ball game. Holmes again looks to body up against Tompkinson, who won that hit out. Somehow a kick from the ground found its way through for Paprotny. Paprotny straightens up, sends it in the direction of Holmes. Takes a mark ahead of Lovell. Kept it moving, searching for a Loams. What a Tompkins, his kick straight to Godomski. Godomski balks around Dolliver. Sends it up to the wing looking for Gardner. Fisher was there to see it away from him. College works his way to the front. Oh, Holmes taken high there, advantage paid. He skips into space. Sends it in the Josh Green direction, but it's nicely intercepted. Murray Bastic. Half back, Bastic switches into the corridor. A bit of a dicey option that. Showed far too much of it to Oscar Paprotny. Green wants it deep. Paprotny will wheel in centrally and then just finesse one. It's a lovely ball. He found Dolliver all on his own. Super play from Paprotny. Assessed the options. Cut through the corridor and delivered a perfect kick. And a chance for Dolliver to deliver the perfect response to the Tigers' opening goal of this quarter. He's kicked one already this afternoon. And Jack Dolliver bag a second. Kick them back out to a 15-point lead. He can. It's a lovely kick from Dolliver. He has two, and Clarence are back out by 15 points. A perfect response from the home side. There's a risky kick from Bastic going back centrally. Oscar Paprotny intercepted. And lace out. Found Dolliver. They had three men inside the 450. Really nicely thought through by Paprotny. So, 15 points. The advantage once more. Selkinson. Paprotny prodded forwards, looking towards College. Goes in, gathers it, scooped it up to Webb. Released a handball back to Eddie Cole. Eddie Cole fires it in. Found his man there, and Brewer has jumped in a great tackle, holding the footy. James Beerley, rock solid. It's moving quickly to Fisher. Fisher dropping the chest mark. Goes back in, has to defend now on College. Holmes climbs in on top. College over the top of Holmes. Lovell, Ashland, they work it back centrally. High kick in the Tompkinson direction. Has two to beat. A seat away. Skeen applying some good pressure. Tompkinson goes back in. Flicked it back looking for Lovell. Holmes wrapped him up. Ashland busts through. Got a handball to Skeen. Skeen snaps on goal and fires through another one. And the goal's starting to flow in the final term. It's back to 9 points. Just kept it in motion there, and Skeen, who's been threatening all afternoon, gets his first. The Tigers again cut it back to 9 points. This game very much in the balance. Promised to be a tight clash. That's exactly what we've been served up this afternoon. Anytime the top four sides play each other this year, I don't think there's going to be too much between them. The Tigers will still fancy themselves. Run over the top. And Clarence, hold on here. 9 points to the margin. Tompkinson doing a little bit better out of the centre here this quarter. Strong tackle there, laid. Paprotny locked up. Tompkinson takes it out of the middle. He was taken though, holding the footy. Good tackle from Preshaw, who seems to have recovered from that head knock he copped late in the third term. Taking his place back out on the field. Chips it into the corridor. In the middle of the park, all on his own was Holmes. Holmes has an option in Hanslow in space, and the leads present themselves here. Takes his time and eventually just kick to a pack. A drift again to take the mark is Ollie Preshaw. Well, they've had the answers today, Clarence. The second time this term, a chance for a quick response. Time the Tigers close in. Clarence looking to respond in this last quarter to extend the lead back to 15 points again. Ollie Preshaw. Should be fairly regulation. 25 out, directly in front. And he nails it. And Clarence are back out by 15 points. 10-minute mark of the final quarter. And they probably only need, perhaps, one or two more. And that'll be enough to secure this one. Less and less margin for error now for the defending premiers. Won't be happy giving up the pack mark. That error of the defensive 50. Comfortably forced kind of the kick to go where you want it. Couldn't find a lead, so just set it high. Tools to fly, but the defence simply couldn't deal with Preshaw drifting in. Back to the middle we go. Holmes hasn't been quite as dominant this quarter. Tompkinson's starting to exert his influence, and he gets the clearance this time, looking for Skeen. Off hands. Skeen paddled it on. Brewer, can he gather it in time? He can eventually. He'll snap on the left from the pocket. Brewer across the face. Margin 14 points. Howard offering an option. He'll go further afield. McGee threw his hands out the back to Ashland. And Ryan tackles him over the line. Holmes against College. Holmes reels it in. And go again. College fighting his way through and then just toes it off the deck. Works it forward, gathers his own ball. Can't quite find Tompkinson with the kick though. Gardner caught behind. Fisher delays the release on the handball. Eventually, they use it nicely. Want an option. Half back in Steele. Steele sends it up the wing. Ford couldn't quite complete the mark. Whitelaw gets beat to ball. He launches it. Bastick just overran it. Took front position against Green. Trickles out of play. College and McGee. Hanslow storms onto it. Handball back to Steele. Steele sets it up inside the forward 50, and it's another mark. It's Dolliver who's kicked two. He'll go back for his third. And could kick his side 20 points clear, which is around about the halfway mark of the final term. Could well be a decisive break. Be very hard for the Tigers if Dolliver can dob his third here. He'll kick from about 40 out. He sends it on its way. It looks good. He's got it. And Clarence are out by 20. They're going to take some catching now. 10-7-67. They lead the Tigers 6-11-47. They'll just about have to be perfect from this point on. The defending premiers, the Roos, have got this game well within their grasp. They've just dominated the skies inside the forward 50 in the second half. And able to take those marks inside 50. And most importantly, they've been able to finish their work. It was Kingborough probably let themselves down in late in quarter number 3. Clarence, by contrast, have taken their opportunities. A 20-point lead in this one. Well on their way for a big victory. Holmes, Lovell into the middle, but Holmes just takes it away again. Goes looking for Josh Green. Bastick won that duel that time. Bastick sends it out looking for Eddie Cole. Spills out behind. Tompkinson will lay a Shepherd, which should allow Cole to run into some space here. Can he find a target inside forward 50? He sends it in the Carter direction. Had too much on it. Howard able to take the relieving mark. Holmes. There's Glover and then Steele. Oh, it was a poor kick to Steele under no pressure and in plenty of space. Rather butchered that. So it'll be tossed back in at half forward for the Tigers, who need to get a wriggle on if there are any chance. Holmes and College, shallow throw. Clean bowled them all in the end. Tumbles into the middle, slapped on by Whitelaw. Tompkins was in there, had 3 to beat, somehow emerged with it. In the hands of Clifford. Lockie Clifford to Will Clifford, and he drives it to Griggs. Oh, dropped it. And that allows the Roos to brace away with it. Loams peeling off. Steers it across for Holmes. Skeen, well, thought he played it on off his mark. Umpire says play on, and in the end just finesses one to Ryan. And he finds Tompkins. Tompkins with the square up kick. Oh, that was a bad option. Allowed in Brewer. Oh, he put Baker under all sorts of pressure. Oh, and then caught high there is Tompkins. That'll be a free kick. So I'll give you okay to take his kick. Evan Tompkins, although clearly he's still a little worse for wear. Tompkins, this would surely be the sealer if he was to kick it. He'll have to kick from just outside 50. Opts to go the set up instead. Drifting across was Cole. His handball to no one really. Preshaw screws it back around the corner. Fell to Josh Green. Green snaps home and surely seals victory for the Clarence Roos. Josh Green bags his second. And they're up by 26 points. 17 and a half played in the final term. And that is surely all she wrote. 11-7 to 6-11. They've been potent inside forward 50. The ball hit the deck there. Green so good in that situation. Finished expertly. And barring something miraculous late, going to be a big victory for the Roos. They've loaded up in pursuit of this final TSL Premiership on offer. They've got a much fancied squad, and they have absolutely delivered here this afternoon against the defending premiers. 26 points now the margin. McGee back into the middle. Lovell, hands to it, released it to Gardner. He handballs for Eddie Cole. Cole scraps a kick in the Skeen direction. Hit it with speed. Mark, but kept a hold of the footy. The kick half smothered. Brewer released it looking for Skeen. Umpire said didn't get a fist on it, holding the footy. Balls boom rewarded. And he'll chip it short for Preshaw. Preshaw finesses one. There's the marking targeting Glover. And Glover can execute the switch here. It's a good ball to Howard. And able to just run a bit of clock here. Bealey next in line. Happy to slow play it now. So I'm very much an enemy of the Tigers. Kick to a contest, the bodies fly, and it's spiked out of play. Gardner palms it down. Eddie Cole couldn't find a teammate. Got it to Tompkins instead. Tompkins around the corner. Mark not quite completed. McGee, he was dispossessed. Cole brought down by Preshaw. The intensity of Clarence's tackling has really stood out here. What a fanatical pressure around the ball today. Just forced errors from the Tigers all day. Holmes skipped out to Lovell, did well in traffic, looking for Clifford. Force another stoppage. Gardner and McGee, Preshaw into the pocket. A Loams from behind, almost brought it down. Brought it front and centre for Green though. Bastick got it away, and then Preshaw taken out of play there by Griggs. McGee. Right down back into the middle. Opportunity to go forward once again here for the Roos. It's another mark. And it's Dolliver once again. So Dolliver go back and try and kick the goal at number 4. He sends it on its way. Another lovely kick from Jack Dolliver, his 4th of the afternoon. And Clarence now a 32-point lead. This is starting to look quite emphatic on the scoreline. The result well and truly beyond doubt at this point. And Dolliver, who's been a reliable marking target inside the 450 all afternoon, sends through another. Ten goals to 2 since half-time in this one. It has been a real beatdown in the second half from Clarence. Super half of football. And a big victory on the cards here for Clarence. A meaningful one. In the Northern Bombers, looking really good so far in the season. Clarence joining them as the early favourites here as Cole storms out the back of the stoppage, props and chips it and finds Zeitzen. He can go back and try and kick his 3rd of the afternoon. He'll hurry through it, but there simply isn't enough time for the Tigers at this point. Zeitzen will look for his 3rd. Runs in centrally, drives it through with authority. Lovely kick from James Zeitzen. He has got 3 for the afternoon, so he's played his role. And it just hasn't been enough winners across the park. Tompkinson and Holmes once more dueling in the middle. Ashland spins through classily, got it to Cole. Umpire's whistle blown. Ryan left on the deck. He's going to get a free kick. Tompkinson, who might have got him. My play eventually resumes, and Ryan again put down, this time by Eddie Cole, and Ryan gets right back up and gets him, and it's all in. Tempers boiling over here at Blundstone. A little bit of nastiness creeping into the game. Some very late hits we've seen throughout the afternoon. Ryan, having just got a free kick for a late hit, was then met once again as the wrestling match continues at midfield. Meanwhile, McGee's going to get a downfield free kick and have a shot for goal for Clarence, as umpires try and break it up behind the play. Well, I just want to live in the memory of the players till the next time they meet. There might be a bit of residual from this one as McGee punches it on its way. That's a wonderful kick from McGee, and he gives a little guitar solo in celebration. And they are out by 32 points. Beautiful kick, that one. Clarence have another. Love that celebration from Connor McGee. So 13-7 to 7-11. This has been pretty emphatic. Another free kick paid out of the middle. This time we'll go the way of the Tigers and Tompkinson. The block paid against Holmes. Tompkinson launches it long. Carter couldn't quite take the mark. Lover came over the top. Beerley looks to charge away with it. Sends it towards Whitelaw. Pitch just in front of him. Got a hand in there. Balls boom. And he's wrapped up by Golding. Tompkinson takes it out of the ruck, couldn't get away though. Eventually dished it to Clifford. Clifford spears one in the Skeen direction. Skeen with speed. Handball over the top to Carter. And his kick away, that was shut down. Then from the deck, a tumbling effort. That's a nice goal in the end from Mitch Brewer. From the deck, able to get his kick away. And he finds a consolation goal there to cut the margin back to 26. We've travelled 28 plus change in the final term. Goals in this final quarter. Clarence have kicked 6. Tigers have kicked 4. 10 goals in this term after 11 goals in the first 3 quarters. A bit of pressure off. Wouldn't say the heat's gone out of the game. It's been pretty physical out there still. A little less intensity. Still plenty of feeling as Preshaw charges away with it, and Clarence looking to add another one. He sends him inside 50. Tompkins attacking with speed. Then accommodating bounce. Godomski. Baker put under some real pressure. He's surrounded by white jumpers here, and he's brought to the ground. High fives on the Clarence bench down in front of me. I'm delighted with this showing. Scoop back to Green. Green gets boots of ball. Bastic Park behind the football can take the relieving mark. Handball to Donnelly. We'll go to Lovell. The kick is down in front of the star on-baller. Brewer. Goes searching for Gardner leading up at it. Bounced off his chest. Now Preshaw in, and then Ballsboom. His kick. Well, pitches and somehow stays in play. Quite happy to see that over though. Gardner and McGee. McGee wins it down. Golding manufactures a kick. Jones past it. Webb. On the bottom of this one by Ballsboom. Umpire circling and pings him. Webb penalised there. Can only assume he's decided to make an effort. Not sure how he was going to get rid of it. Josh Green takes the mark. Tempo gone out of this one now as he sets it high. Looking for McGee. Spoiled away from him. Tompkins. Clifford. Dumps him. McGee. Ashland. It's the handball back to Lovell. Lovell with a high kick down the wing. Webb just keeps it moving forward. Brewer. He's brought down. Over the shoulder free kick. And go the way of Domsky. College. Max College. Probably too far out to score. So he just opts to set it up. And that is picked off. Free shot behind the football. Chips it for Fisher. So Fisher with the final kick of the game. Siren sounds, and that is a huge victory for the Clarence Roos. A real statement of intent from them. They run out 26-point victors over the defending premiers Kingborough in a game they dominated from half-time onwards. At half-time, they were 13 points down. They kicked just 2 goals. They really came to life in the second half. Kicked 11, stormed over the top of them and registered a pretty comfortable victory in the end. It's 13-7-85. Clarence defeats Kingborough 8-11-59. 26-point win for the Roos. They are certainly emerging as a real premiership threat this year. That is a win that will put the league on notice if they hadn't already. They continue their strong start to the season. The premiers with a bit of soul-searching to do. They'll lick their wounds. There were plenty of spot fires throughout the afternoon. A bit of nastiness in there. I suspect that will linger for the next time they meet. In a sense, there's a bit of feeling between these two sets of players. But Clarence draw first blood. They get a big victory and may just be the team to beat in season 2024. They win this one 13-7 to 8 goals 11. And Andrew Cooling calling the action here at Blundstone Arena for you. Hope you've enjoyed the coverage. Back next week with more in this final season of TSL, but from Blundstone Arena. It is bye for now, as we'll see. I'll leave you with a presentation there of the Domsky World Cup. But that will go the way of the home side. Big win for Clarence. 26 points to the final margin.